Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to the Daily Telegraph, Man United are expected to formally agree a deal for Jadon Sancho this week. The Athletic said that Man United are nearing an agreement for Sancho. Fabrizio Romano did mention that Liverpool have been interested, in case one of their stars left, but Liverpool have not made an offer. Fabrizio Romano said Jadon Sancho's transfer to Manchester United is almost complete. Sancho is set to become the second highest paid player at Man United. We're willing to offer him £350,000 a week. I think we're paying around £77 million for Sancho. We're paying like £73 million up front, and there's £4 million in add-ons. The personal terms have been agreed, the agent fees have been agreed, and a 5-year contract has been agreed. Don't forget we had an opening offer rejected for Sancho. It said last week that Jadon Sancho's medical was delayed. It said it's likely he will undergo his medical after England's involvement at Euro 2020. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund told us to pay a take it or leave it asking price of 77 million plus add-ons. Borussia Dortmund have already made it clear that they want Jadon Sancho's future resolved before they begin their pre-season tour on the 23rd of July. So the Jadon Sancho transfer saga is about to end. It has been a long-running transfer saga because we've been in for Sancho now for like the last 2 years or so. And there's always been something in Jadon Sancho at Man United because it's been stemming from reliable journalists, you know. Fabrizio Romano's spoken a lot about the Sancho saga, and so too has Christian Fark from Bild, and both of them are reliable journalists. Dortmund lowered their asking price from what they was demanding last summer. Last summer, Borussia Dortmund's valuation was £108 million. We was reluctant to meet their 108 million valuation, but Sancho at Man United last summer was extremely close. Dortmund set a deadline last year. They said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. But he'll be a great signing for Manchester United, because Sancho will fit in our team perfectly. He's predominantly a right winger, and we need a right winner. He'll assure us.
No, we don't know, John.
No.
I need a bit of adding.
Like I said, he'll score his goals. He's good at creating chances. Still young, got a lot of development in him. And Sancho's got a very, very good friendship with Marcus Rashford, so they are the reasons. Sancho has endured 4 years at Borussia Dortmund. Got a contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City. The reason he left Manchester City is because he didn't get assured any first team opportunities. Sancho scored 50 goals in 137 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund have identified their replacement for Sancho. Solskjaer has said that he wants to make 4 more signings when Sancho to Man United is official. Now I want to delve into some news on Eduardo Camavinga. So Man United have set the price for Camavinga. We can sign Eduardo Camavinga for £40 million. But it actually said we'll have to pay £85 million to get him. Now it said this week that Man United will meet Camavinga's representatives. It says Man United are ready to make a move for Camavinga after we've completed the signing of Jadon Sancho. So there's a very good chance that Camavinga's going to be our next signing. It's said that Man United and Rennes have agreed a deal which will see Camavinga come to Man United. Arsenal, PSG and Real Madrid are also interested. The player recently spoke about Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Rennes are prepared to cash in on Camavinga rather than risk letting him go on a free transfer next year. Camavinga made his debut for Rennes at the age of 16. He's been in their senior squad since like 2018. And he's been at Rennes since 2013. Now, you know the news on Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. Rafael Varane is demanding £400,000 a week in wages. He says Man United are unwilling to meet his £400,000 a week wage demands. So Varane's wage demands is the stumbling block of Varane coming to Man United. Florentino Perez recently gave us an update on Varane. He insists that Real Madrid have not received any official bids for Varane. But Varane's made it clear that he wants a move to Man United, and Man United have been progressing with the Varane deal. Real Madrid believe that Varane has agreed terms with Man United. Not so long ago there was rumours of a Rafael Varane and Paul Pogba swap deal, but it says Real Madrid rejected Man United's offer to swap Paul Pogba for Varane. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. Romano mentioned not so long ago that Varane was refusing a contract at Real Madrid. The other week, we had a £50 million bid rejected for Varane because it says Real Madrid were demanding £80 million. Rafael Varane rejected a 2-year contract extension at Real Madrid. Man United have been in negotiations with Varane's agents. We went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. You know, Varane would be a great signing for Manchester United because Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, got a great pedigree as a player. He's won 18 major honours at Real Madrid. He's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's made over 300 appearances in all competitions. But Varane and Harry Maguire would complement each other very, very well in our back line. Pau Torres, he's been another centre-half on our agenda. But it said we'd been dealt a blow in our pursuit of Pau Torres because Pau Torres insisted that he was calm on his future. You know, he feels settled at Villarreal. He did mention that he's got a contract with Villarreal. He won his first title at the club and he said he's focusing on the European Championships. The Manchester Evening News said not so long ago that Man United were making progress to sign Pau Torres. And it says we was working on the Pau Torres deal. A deal for Pau Torres is unlikely to be finalised until after the Euros. He has around the €65 million release clause, doesn't he? Being at Villarreal for a long time, he's got a contract with Villarreal until 2024. I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a good summer transfer window because I'm very, very convinced that Solskjaer's going to get the players he wants to recommend in. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. It said not so long ago that Solskjaer decided on his transfer targets and he wants to strengthen up in 4 positions, but Solskjaer recently got told that there was no funds to get a centre defensive midfielder. Solskjaer has already said he wants to make around 4 or 5 signings in this summer transfer window in order for Man United to challenge for the Premier League title next season. I'm convinced we can challenge for the title next season providing that we recruit well in this summer transfer window. The board did say that they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings, despite the Europa League final loss to Villarreal last season. And obviously Joe Glazer promised Manchester United supporters that Solskjaer will get the funds that are available. Don't forget Joe Glazer attended a fans forum on the 4th of June. It was his first attendance in like 15-16 years. Obviously, a lot of United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. A lot of United fans were protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. Because the Glazers have been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. You know, the Glazers bought Man United for $500 million back in 2005. It said towards the end of last season that the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. And towards the end of last season, the Glazers apologised, because obviously there was planning to scrap the Champions League for the European Super League. just before the summer transfer window opened, he said Solskjaer had been given a 150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. I'm expecting Man United to offload players in this summer transfer window. So reflecting on that, our transfer budget will increase. There's a very, very good chance that we're going to offload Anthony Martial. He's up for sale. Solskjaer said he's fed up with his poor attitude. I reckon we can get in the £30 million range for Martial. The journalist Duncan Castle said the other week that Martial had been offered to Real Madrid. A season-long loan with an option to buy was proposed. Martial's agent is looking to move him away from the club. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6 years. He scored 78 goals in 258 games in all competitions. Martial's under contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We got Martial in a deal worth 58 million from Monaco back in 2015. Martial's had 2 good seasons. He was good the season before last, and he was good in his debut season under Louis van Gaal. He was out of an knee injury for a while last season. Donny van der Beek, I'm expecting us to offload him in this summer transfer window. I think we need to offload him. Nothing to do with him being a bad player. Just hasn't been given enough opportunities at Man United. Van der Beek's made like 36 appearances for us in all competitions. Most of them appearances have come from the bench. I recall Van der Beek starting 4 games in the league last season. So he's unhappy as Van der Beek. He's only enjoyed 1 full season at Man United. I think we want around 25 million for Van der Beek if we are to offload him in this summer transfer window. Real Madrid were recently in for Van der Beek. Inter Milan want him on loan. Not so long ago, Van der Beek said that he wanted to go to Barcelona to end his Man United misery. And Arsenal, not so long ago, made contact with us over the future of Van der Beek because Arsenal are in search for a central midfielder. And Arsenal and Man United have done business before. I think Van der Beek wants to remain in the Premier League. Not so long ago, it said that Van der Beek was set for showdown talks with Solskjaer over his future. Van der Beek got ruled out of the Euros through injury. We got Van der Beek last year in a deal worth 40 million from Ajax. And he's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Juan Mata, we could offload him in this summer transfer window. Now, at the end of last season, Solskjaer said there was no decision made on Juan Mata's future. And not so long ago, it said Man United offered Juan Mata a 1-year contract with a wage reduction from his last contract. Juan Mata's current contract expires at the end of this month. Juan Mata doesn't really get in R11 now, and my element of concern about him is lost that yard of pace and he's ageing up. Matt has had a good career though at Man United. He's been at the club 7 years. Made over 200 appearances in all competitions. Got Matt in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2014. First part of last season, he rejected an 18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Nemanja Matic, I think there's a good chance that we'll offload him in this summer transfer window. Matic isn't one of our first choice midfielders, but despite that, he still gets his chances. Reservations about Matic is that he's a static player and he's ageing up. Was it before the start of last season we give Matic a new 3-year contract? Matic has been at Man United over 4 years now. We got him for £40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Pogba could possibly leave in this summer transfer window, like I mentioned not so long ago. A Paul Pogba swap deal is possible because, like I've already said, there's been talks of a Varane and Pogba swap deal and a Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba swap deal. I think we've said that want around £72 million if we are to offload Pogba in this summer transfer window. I think Pogba would be happy to stay as long as we match his ambitions. Not so long ago, Pogba said that he has more freedom with France than at Man United. But in quite a few games last season, we put Pogba in an advanced role. He's much better in an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. But we've been getting the best out of him in recent months. He does bring creativity to the team. Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been linked to Real Madrid. He's been linked to a return to Juventus. He's been linked to a PSG recently. Barcelona and Inter Milan have been in for him before. Sky Sports News said recently that Man United are in ongoing talks with Paul Pogba's representatives over a new contract. He said we're set to make Pogba the Premier League's highest paid player with a new 5-year contract worth £104 million. That equates to around £500,000 per week. We fear losing Pogba on a free transfer. We fear that he's running down his contract to leave on a free. Pogba's current contract expires next year because last season we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him and he's endured 5 seasons at the football club since he rejoined. And Minio Raiola has obviously been desperate to get Pogba out of the club. I'm expecting Axel Tuanzebe to leave. It recently said it's likely he's going to leave. He doesn't get enough opportunities at Man United. Diego Dalot, he's leaving as well. He's out on loan with AC Milan at the moment. Phil Jones, I'm expecting us to get rid of him in this summer transfer window. Phil Jones has always been inconsistent. He doesn't get in our 11. And he was out of injury for a while. Jones is the only outfield player that's still here from the Ferguson era. Jones has been long serving at Man United. He's enjoyed like 9 years, or is it 10 years now at the club. Brandon Williams, I think we should loan him out to gain him more experience and to get a lot more opportunities because Williams seldom plays for us. Williams is our 3rd choice left back. And Alex Tellez, we could offload him because last season there was rumours of Tellez leaving Man United and Tellez has only enjoyed 1 season at Man United, but he's hardly played. In some of the games he's been involved in, though, he's been consistent. But when we got Tellez last year, I expected him to be our 1st choice left back immediately. We got Tellez in a deal worth £15.4 million from Porto. Andres Pereira, I'm expecting us to offload him permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio at the moment. So, there you go. Yesterday I gave you the news on Jesse Lingard, didn't I? Man United is set to offer Jesse Lingard a new £130,000 a week 3-year deal. Because West Ham are struggling to meet Jesse Lingard's 25 million asking price. Lingard did very, very well whilst he was out on loan with West Ham. Lingard's demanded regular game time, and he told Solskjaer in a meeting not so long ago that he wants to stay at Man United. Lingard's current contract with us expires next year. The reason we loaned him out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. You know the news on De Gea as well, don't you? De Gea is determined to win his place back. And he's not sulked since losing his spot to Dean Henderson. And De Gea said he's convinced... Pins and needles in my foot. He's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's #1 next season. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes, below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.